folks, welcome back to the Feroz Moto channel. I have to show you guys something that happened to the car, and fortunately not the best thing. So I was having some issues with the car. I'll kind of put a video of what's going on right around here. I don't know what I did, but listen. It's like a weird rattle. I think it's from the airbox. And with it, I was losing power. The car sounded like it had a lot of induction noise and howl, but there was just no go. I mean, I know these cars are slow, but there's no excuse to be that slow. So I was kind of wondering what was going on. I pulled over, I checked the hood of the car, right, popped it open. I thought it was an induction noise, but how it was kind of like whispering, spattering. I thought it was maybe the intake duct or something got loose. It was getting some air sucking in or losing some pressure. I mean, I know it's not turbocharged, so I was like, there's no boost leak or anything of that sort. But I just kept driving it home. So I checked it in. It was very intermittent and weird. I'm like, I couldn't really replicate it, but it seemed to be after 4,000 to 5,000 RPM. That's when the car was having some issues and it was not good. I pulled over to my neighbor. I kind of told him the whole situation. I was like, hey, do you kind of hear where this is? And he says it sounded, it was right under my front axle. And after doing some research online on the forums, it seemed like some guy had the same exact situation I was having, and it was his secondary catalytic converter. So I'll kind of put a video of me testing out what I found around here. Sounds like it's here. Hear that rattle? And what you can see from that video is, yeah, it definitely sounded like there was some loose particulate or some type of like, you know, rattling in there in the car. And I thought that immediately there was something in there just kind of rattling all up and about. So the only thing I could do was to take off the mid pipe. So thanks to the help of my lift, it made the job pretty easy. Got the car up and took out the mid pipe connected to the OEM cat. So the best case scenario for me was, say the main header cat goes, I could swap it out with the 1.8 max header or something like that. As down the line, of course, I want to do that to get some power on this guy. And miraculously enough, once we took it out, all dust and chunks of the catalytic converter, the honeycomb stuff was just all over the place. And I might still have some remnants over there on the mat, but I'll kind of show you guys what it looks like around here. Alrighty, I just took down the mid pipe. Wasn't too bad, just had to make sure I took off the little exhaust hanger, removed it from the muffler, and then I had to undo those little bolts there. This guy was kind of annoying. I loosened one side and it gave enough room to shimmy it out, but I used a little jack stand there to help me to chip the weight because this guy is pretty heavy. But now it's time to see what's in here. So I'm gonna lift it upwards, and I already heard some loose particles, so let's take a look. I'm gonna lift it up, let's see what comes out. And yep, we were right. The cat has left the chat, folks. Oh boy. Yep, even more. So we were right, the cat killed itself. And I'm going to try to haul it out, break it out, and then see what happens. And you can see there was just chunks of it everywhere, and pretty much the mid pipe was kind of suffocating because it had all these blocks and chunks of the filter in a way that just wouldn't let exhaust the fumes properly. So ideally I took it all out, up and down, dumped out as much as I could. Looked like a lot, and then when I took a look inside of the main cat, it looked hollow completely. I saw other photos of it. You'll see kind of that honeycomb all the way in immediately, and it was completely empty. I could even see the header, you know, split pipes and everything in the thing. So we are catless at the moment. Now, the car definitely feel like it got a little bit more juice, right? I know the main constraint with these cars is with the 4.2, however the header works, it pinches really hard at these connections to the cat. So you kind of really suffocate and muffle this car's motor. So ideally with the new ones, they make the header a bit longer, better, you know, airflow and everything. You have a better job there. So ideally, you know, down the line, I like to upgrade it. Right now, I'm making this video now because my O2 sensor did finally pop. I was driving it for about almost a week now fully, and there was no issue. I think it's probably due to just how the sensor works and needs probably like, you know, 50 miles or something like that to kind of trigger a reset to check. And yes, that is the case. So now we have a check engine light, a CEL on the car. Kind of wondering what you guys think the best option is for me. I mean, the car is inspected till 2028, so I think we're okay.
But for the next time, I don't know what I'm gonna do since I'm technically catless now. I don't really smell it since the secondary mid-pipe cat is still intact. It looks fine. I wish I was a bit better in troubleshooting in the beginning, because I did notice by the exhaust pipe there was a lot of gray smoke, which is kind of indicative of that particulate kind of exploding and killing itself. I mean, I have washed the car since then, so it's fine. But that was just some troubleshooting issues. So I kind of find it a little odd. I mean, this car has around 30-something thousand miles. Even my friend said, "Would this car tracked anything?" And I was like, no. I mean, this car was bone stock. But you guys know me with my driving. I've been ripping this thing's neck to redline and back. And with these cold temperatures, these warm temperatures, going from hot extremes to cold, it's definitely enough to make them go. And I've heard a lot of other people have that. The issue with me, if I left it as it is, because some guys are like, just keep driving it hard and it'll blow itself out. But it could actually suck back into the motor and you can actually grenade it. So you do not want to lose a motor due to this, and I think I did the only reasonable thing I could do at the time. I'm kind of grateful that I did do some troubleshooting, because I was about to drive 4 hours round trip to get another mid-pipe because I thought it was just that, but it was actually the header. So what's our game plan? Now, right now the car's a check engine light. I absolutely hate it. It makes me feel like the car is a lot worse shape than it is. Ideally, it's really not. We just know the situation and everything. I can get the VersaTune software to kind of hide it, give me a little more juice. I believe it was around $220. And if it comes to doing a header, all these headers are really expensive. I'm looking at the 1.8, it's around, I believe, $600. And I know it's a nice crafting piece, but it's a lot of money to throw at this guy at the moment. So we'll see what we do. At the moment, it does sound a little more tinny and everything. It definitely does not smell. As I said, with the particulate filter in there for the cat, I believe it just does with the cold start emissions. So it kind of gets a little stinky once you start it, but after down the road and everything, I even asked my fiance and she doesn't smell much. So it does feel nice. It does pull a bit nicer. I feel like I gained definitely a little bit more torque. But this car is still a blast and a lot of fun. All things considered, not the worst thing to happen. I mean, it's an older car, so things do happen of that sort. But we just got to keep moving forward and keep driving and enjoying this little beast. If you guys had this problem, let me know down below. We still have some things coming up for this car. Mostly going to be aesthetic. I'm going to try to polish and clean out these headlights as they are faded, and it's actually bothering me so much how they look right now. I know this car will look a lot younger once that's in shape. I bought some kit off Amazon that does like a ceramic kit or whatever, and hopefully I'm expecting some good results. But to do that properly, of course, you have to take off the entire bumper. Now, we'll see if I want to do that, because I know the fading is really only around here in the top brow parts. So we'll see. Maybe I'll just tape off the edge and do that. But yeah, it's all over the place. So it's on the bottom and the top. So to do it the right way, of course, you have to take everything off, but we'll see how it goes. That is all for me. If you guys want to drop any knowledge or let me know down below, please do. I'm always happy to chat and talk in the comments. But that's it from me. It's your host, Ryan Feroz Moto. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Feroz Moto out.